Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Geminis in early November? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see who might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early November. What's the vibe? And yes, my friends, unfortunately, we don't get Bumblebee Kyle reading your tarot cards this week. It's only once a year. I wish it was more, but Halloween is only one day. Okay, so this card, I feel like I've seen it for you in recent weeks. It's been showing up here and there, and this is a huge card of energetic cords and connections, people, places, or things that we share a deep attachment and bond to. So normally I like this. It's a very sentimental energy, but there's other things we want to look at as well. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see with the imagery, we have this shirtless dude standing there, and there's a lady who seems to be like coming out of the mirror trying to touch him. So of course, it could represent any situation involving distance or travel. Doesn't mean it's a person that you're separated from. For some of you, maybe, and we're not going to fully go that route just yet. We'll see what shows up in the reading. But there is some sort of distance implied between these two individuals. Now, the biggest thing, I already gave you a big hint as to what I think of it. It's about energetic connections, where I personally believe that the people that we form very close bonds with, whether for a long time or a short time, places, family members, there is some sort of energetic back and forth. There is an energetic cord or tether. And that's what this card screams to me. So, of course, these people care deeply about each other. But I think that when this card shows up at the front end of the reading, it doesn't have to be so specific. It can just be spirit saying, like, hey, Gemini, watch who and what you're sharing your energy with. Are you giving too much energy? Is someone not giving you enough energy back? Is there equality in the back and forth with this energy flow? I don't think all energetic attachments are a bad thing. If anything, some of them could be really good for us. But if you're always pouring out your energy and you're not getting anything back in return, Spirit might want you to reanalyze that when this card shows up. Who and what you are energetically tied to. It reminds me of the King of Wands. So just pay attention to who and what you're giving your energy towards. It doesn't have to be bad, but we're just going to let them chill there. Looks like they're having a moment. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Geminis. What do we got in early November? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading when I was dressed up as a bumblebee. The reading was titled The Big Return. Now, that does show up from time to time for a lot of signs where doors open for things to pop back up. So whether it's behaviors, whether it's people, whether it's situations, when that door opens, there could be various things that walk through it. So that was showing up pretty big last week, and it could bleed over for a couple weeks. So don't be surprised if people are like, hey, how are you, Gemini? Long time no see. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Gemini to start us off in early November. What do we got? Thank you. Okay. 7 of Wands. That could be good. We need to see more, because sometimes this energy could be great with its determination. Sometimes it could be a little confrontational. Let's get a couple more, though. We need to see a full energetic profile here, my good friends. What do we got for Gemini? Thank you. Huh. There's a little bit of an aggression. Okay. So we got the 5 of Swords right there in the center. Let's get one more here. I'm not sure if this is you or somebody. We're going to have to see. All right. Yeah, there's just a very, very intense energy around you this week, my good friends. We got Judgment right here on the back end. So yeah, we're gonna have to piece this together for sure because all the energy to me just feels like really high octane. It feels like really intense. Now, again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. There's a great overall energy flow of determination here, but there's a lot of things I'm seeing in the subtleties that I'm like, okay, how's this going to go? But let's go through it piece by piece, and then I'll give you the juicy, intuitive stuff. But yeah, first look, first glance. Elementally, I always look at elements first. We're starting off with fire, which works well with Gemini. You're an air sign, so you work well with fire. That's the realm of passion, drive, desire. It's a huge realm of action, the actions we take and the actions that others take. Fire could represent vitality. So your energy levels, are you feeling high? Are you feeling a little low? Um, with the fire energy, the only thing I always say is that it could take a bit of a left turn. There's a volatility to it. So it could be things that intensify really quickly, 0 to 100. Moving to the middle, we have your power element. We have air in center. So that's the realm of the logic, the mind. It's a very smart, intelligent type of energy as well. It could connect to communication, but the fact that we have fire and air combination up front, that's a little explosive, and we do want to look at it. And right back here with judgment, that's Plutonian type of energy, scorpionic type of energy, in my opinion, where it could represent transformation, change. It's very karmic. So, as mentioned, all of this energy is just super high octane. So, let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Seven of Wands. So, since I am an optimist, we're going to go with the positives first. See this individual, they're like up on a hill and they're fending people off with that stick. To me, the positive is the determination in it, where it's like, I don't care what happens. I'm committed to something. I will do this. Nothing will stop me. When I give my word, I keep my word. So, I like it for that. It's an energy that fights for what it wants or fights for what it believes in. This isn't an energy that seems to roll over. And we'll see. I mean, this Five of Swords was trying to stick to it as we were pulling it out. But yeah, the Seven of Wands, in its roughest sense, yeah, it can represent problems. It can represent situations. It can represent aggression. It can represent confrontational people. It could even be confrontational energy within you. So there could be certain things or situations going on where you might be of two minds about it, where you feel like this 1 second and this the next, or you feel, I don't want to say love hate because that's very strong, but it's like I feel two ways about something. That's the big thing with this card. So we do want to look at it. For the determination, it's fantastic. For the confrontation, it's like, are you defending yourself with something here? We just have to look at it. Or is it just showing us a little road bump or a block? So moving to the center as we get to the air, we have the Five of Swords, and this has a very similar energy, where, of course, this could be an energy that's doing what's right for itself. This is an energy of independence, of course, but at the same time, you see this person, they have all the swords, and these people in the background, they look all beat up. So, in the positive sense, yes, it's another determined card. Can't stop, won't stop. When I want something, I get it. It's like my mind is made up on something. But this card can be, I don't want to say violent, but it's just very aggressive. It can represent problems and conflict. So these two energies are presenting themselves in a very similar way. So for a lot of you, if you are going through some tests or trials or tribulations, this could just be spirit saying, hey, don't give up, Gemini. You got this. Keep pushing. So it could be great for that. But with the fire air combo, it's like, ooh, things could take a turn or things could intensify really quickly. So we'll want to see. In the worst case scenario with the Five of Swords, it could represent somebody that's only looking out for their self-interest. It could look out for, it could be selfish people, sometimes even narcissistic individuals. I don't like to use that term. I feel like that gets thrown around a lot, but this card can represent that. Now, moving to the back end, we have Judgment. Um, this is a lot. Now, for some of you, I'll just run through some of the things it could be. You see the Archangel Gabriel, the messenger, the dead rising from the grave. So it does have little tie-ins to what we saw last week, because sometimes this card could represent touch and base with things or things returning. So it does have that similar thread. But as I mentioned, to me, this is Plutonian. It's change-based. It's karmic. So it's shifting. It's changing. And it's very powerful. So again, like the explosive energies here, it's okay. It's an energy, as in Gemini, you could most likely work with, but it's just super intense, my friends. Now, this could be literal judgments, so watch out for any judgy individuals. Watch out for gossipy people. That's a little undertone I'm getting here. In its roughest sense, this energy can get a little out of control. So we do want to look at it further. But the karmic archetypes are here. So for some of you, maybe you're going through a time of metamorphosis or change. I mean, I do believe that every area of life. We're always changing and evolving, but sometimes it's more intense than others. So we got a lot of powerful energy at play this week, Gemini. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what this aggressive energy wants to tell us. So let's go in on that Seven of Wands. Why is that Seven of Wands here? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what the Seven of Wands has. Thank you. Whoa. Okay, double sevens right up here in the front. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So more of the fire-air combination. And the Seven of Swords, in its best sense, is an energy that just pops in out of the blue. Right? So watch out for biting off more than you can chew with something, or something that might be a little more difficult than you had originally thought. There could be a situation or potential problem that pops up where you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be easier. I didn't think this would be so difficult. It's like giving me that kind of vibe here. Does that mean it's not worth it? I'm not saying that. It just feels like it's more of a fight than originally anticipated. So just know there could be various things in this time where you think, oh yeah, easy peasy, no problem at all. But the energy here, it's like, no, this is going to take a little more work, or this is going to take a little more effort than I had originally thought. That's how this energy shows to me. So again, whether that's you or somebody else, watch out for situations or problems that might seem simple, but there's more facets in the undertone of the energy. Another thing with this Seven of Swords, it's not the most trustworthy energy, especially when it's in the upright. That's why I'm happy it came in the reverse. It could represent sneakiness, it could represent like being very quiet. And I know I already mentioned like potential gossiping earlier on in the reading. That shows up in your readings from time to time. So like when I see it in reverse underneath the Seven of Wands, it's like, oh, I heard so and so was saying this about you. I heard through the grapevine that somebody was saying this. It's like, oh, I just got a piece of information that I wasn't supposed to get. So like there is this like little gossipy type of information or things coming to the surface. Someone might be chatting about you a little bit. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We're not going to stay stuck there. Again, that's not for everybody, but I would say just watch who you share things with in this time. Let's keep going. Let's see what the Five of Swords has. Maybe the energy will lighten up, hopefully. So why is the Five of Swords here? I mean, this feels like an energy I saw for you a couple weeks ago around the communication. Very set in its way type of energy here. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. Now, I'm a big believer that anyone or anything can change. When it comes to people, they have to want to, right? When I see the Five of Swords with the Hierophant, this is someone, it's like they are who they are. Like the energy, for better or for worse. Again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there is somebody where it's like, no, that's who they are. They might not be very flexible. This is a very stubborn, set in stone type of energy, especially with the Hierophant, because that energy can change. It just takes a very long time to. So again, with whatever it is you're dealing with, people, places, or things, just know like this energy is somewhat set. If you could work with it, awesome. If you can't work with it, that's fine too. But the energy to me just feels like it's set. Like the behaviors or the patterns are just very much set. This energy is not giving up on something either, which could be very good. Five of Swords with the Hierophant, it's like, nope, I've decided and I will not quit. Doesn't matter how hard it gets. So there is a really nice energy of dedication here as well. So I do like it. But on the flip side, the Five of Swords and the Hierophant, this could be someone where they just have an edge to them. They're just very set in their ways. Good luck talking them out of this one. Like there's just something about this energy that's very ingrained. But will it stay? Because remember, we do have Judgment right here on the back, and everything has the potential to change. Taurus energy right there in the center. So let's go in on Judgment. Very, very unique. Yeah, it makes sense with what we see in the front. Like, oh, it's a little harder than I thought it would be. Let's keep going over to Judgment. And this could be a lot of things, right? It could be people, it could be work, it could be various situations where it's like, oh, yeah, this is going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of work. Let's go in on Judgment. Or at least somebody might be thinking that. But let's see why Judgment's here. Thank you. Help. Someone needing help. Um, okay. So it doesn't matter what the situation is. It might be time to call in reinforcements in one way or another. So whether that's advice, whether it's somebody like, hey, what would you do if you were in my situation? There could be someone here that needs good, honest, solid assistance. So don't be surprised if someone asks you for help. Now, the Three of Pentacles is a card that I link to work and career as well. So when we see Judgment with the Three of Pentacles, if you are looking for a change in work and career, the door is open for that. So, but that's not the only thing that's changing. It's like, okay, if there's something you want to change about a situation, whether it's within yourself or dealing with somebody else, it's like you might need advice or you might need help. There's someone taking advice. That's the vibe I'm getting here, because Judgment, that's like reading signs. And then we got the Three of Pentacles. So if you're not receiving advice, you might want to get some. I don't know why. Or again, someone might be asking you for assistance. It could all be that. But there's a lot going on here, Gemini, and it's just very powerful. So just watch out, especially with what I was saying about the gossip, because the Three of Pentacles, that's another group of individuals, and what we saw here in the front, there could be someone that has loose lips. Okay, so again, it's good to get help and assistance, but just pick the person right, because there's an energy here that's doing a lot of talking. That's another thing, because we have this group of people, and then boom, Judgment's just blowing that horn and telling everybody there's someone loose lipped. That's another thing I'm just getting here. So your reading is layered. There's a lot going on. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow here. So it's just a lot. Like even for me, I feel like it's overwhelming me. But if you look here in the box position number one, got the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So watch out for biting off more than you can chew. There could be a situation or problem that pops up where it's like, oh, that's a little tougher than I thought it would be, or uh, there's more pieces to this puzzle than I initially thought. There's something that's just more complex than initially believed. That's how this feels to me. That's the first little trace of hearing a rumor. Oh, I hear so and so saying this, or oh, so and so said that. It just feels a little gossipy to me too. Moving to the center, we have the Five of Swords with the Hierophant, set in stone. So again, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, anything can change, but this energy feels pretty set in its ways. Watch out for people that are just, they are who they are, and they might not be as adaptable as you are. That's another thing. If you could work with it, cool. If you can't work with it, that's also cool. But the energy just feels very set. Moving to the back end, if you are wanting to change it, you might need to call in some reinforcements, because the energy is open, or will open, with Judgment and the Three of Pentacles. But it's like, you're going to need another opinion or another set of eyes, or you're going to need assistance. And don't be surprised if people ask you for help too. But in multiple spots here, just watch out for the gossiping. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we have for Gemini? And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this one shadow card out. What do we got for Gemini? Thank you. Okay, Five of Pentacles. So it's like the total opposite. This energy here feels very isolated. Now, with Five of Pentacles, especially the shadow side of it, there's a longing here. So whether it's you missing somebody or something, or someone missing you, or there's something here with isolation when this card shows up in its shadow form. Another thing with this Five of Pentacles, sometimes just watch the spending for some of you. Obviously, not every single Gemini out there. But to me, there's just this little warning about groups or clusters of people. So now might be a good time to lay low if possible, because like we saw the difficulties within the reading itself. Now we got the Five of Pentacles. It's like, you might want to keep something to yourself, or just watch out with big groups. That's just how the energy feels to me. So we're going to put it down right there, my beautiful Geminis. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.